Welcome, welcome to the hotel room in Glendale, Arizona. We are the Hungover Boys. We are bringing you your post-fight analysis of UFC 263. I am joined to my left by Daniel Register. He clearly has already showered this morning. He's wearing pants. I look like I've stumbled out of some frat basement.
Well, unfortunately, I've gotten to the point where I can no longer sleep past like 7 a.m. after a night of drinking.
Yes.
It's terrible.
Is this due to your age?
I think it's age. Yeah.
Because you're finally 30 now. You've hit the 3-0.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, had to keep ourselves hydrated all night long.
How surprised were you when we went to that bottom bar and you saw $55 for two drinks, in a cup?
Not surprised. That's stadium prices, baby.
You made the mistake of asking for doubles.
Well, she kind of went about and was like, "Hey, do you want to make these a double?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure, yeah, why not?"
If they're going to offer.
Yeah.
Which you thought was for a small incremental charge.
I thought it would be like double price, which it was not.
I believe it was.
Oh, it was. I think it was a little bit more, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there. It was a good night. It's a fun night.
Very fun night. We saw some amazing things happen. We saw a man's arm flop around that Borat fist dildo.
And a referee just kind of look at it for about 45 seconds too long.
It's almost like he was trying to throw it as an elbow as well.
And we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
I think we should just lead it off, obviously, the main event. Izzy.
Actually,
We just run down the card.
in reverse?
Do you want to go reverse?
Well, if you're going to go
I think
main
people are
card.
here for like the main few fights. So
The best fight of the night, let's just be honest.
Okay.
Story of the night.
Story of the night. First Mexican champion.
That's right. How do we feel about Brandon Moreno? Like, we both faded him pretty hard in the preview show. The main story of that is Figgy, right? Figgy didn't look like classic Figgy.
Came out and we were like, that man is tiny.
Right.
He is no longer on the gas.
No, I don't know.
He's very much off the gas.
His pecs were half the size they used to be, shoulders tiny, and he just didn't look like he had that killer instinct in him.
I guess he had a hard time making weight again.
I mean, it's 125.
Right, but he looked much smaller.
Tiny.
Didn't have the same power. Didn't have the same like burst or like
no X factor.
Explosion. Yeah.
Like watching that first fight,
the same.
We went back and watched that yesterday before, and everything he threw with power. He threw with devastation. This, like, he just never even looked like he got going, to be honest.
Very tentative.
Very tentative.
And Moreno he was confident in himself from the get-go.
Big Mexican support here for him.
Of course, and they they love to boo their Brazilian folk.
Yeah, very similar people, but so different at the same time.
Just Latin.
Is that racist?
Inner Latin racism, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
I mean, there was a story, I guess, before the fight. Moreno's trainer was just mocking Figgy and calling him like a monkey or something.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
No, but I mean, I guess Figgy kind of, props to him. He got his ass beat, got choked out in the third round, and then was like really happy for Moreno. Which
Very
was
happy.
Weird. He like picked him up on his shoulders.
I mean, that's a mark of a true fighter, though. He understand he was bested tonight.
Oh yeah, he's like I didn't have it,
and he was happy for the guy who had it.
Yeah. And I mean, it was really cool to be in a massive stadium full of like Mexicans, mostly Mexican.
Let's be honest, yeah.
It was mostly Mexicans.
We were in Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, we were sitting next to like fucking Nate Diaz's cousins from Stockton. Like,
speaking of people who were not happy for someone showing them some skill and showing up for the night, Nate Diaz was still not even happy at the end of that. Leon Edwards bested him every single round.
Is that the fight of the night then?
He almost stole our hearts. Let's be honest. If
on
you guys
the main
were watching,
card at least, because I mean, the fucking Dober fight was a war too.
That was a war. But back to Diaz, like. Leon pieced him up for 4.5 rounds. Four rounds and 4 minutes.
And of course, classic Nate Diaz has that like little vagina cut above his eye.
So what I love to do is like, if you watch the cornermen, they'll hold cold on the swelling, and then they'll hold this almost like a giant Q-tip over the cut, and they'll put pressure on that the entire time, right up until the break in between the rounds is over, and they'll smear body butter in it. And that body butter is like it's not water soluble, so the blood doesn't seep into it, and it just basically clogs the wound. And it's like a little gooey and a little sticky. So yeah, you're basically just putting giant oil.
Ivan's
in an
like,
open
one more
wound.
minute and Nate wins. Dude,
No.
no, he had his chance. He decided when he stunned Edwards and like had him wobbled, he decided, you know what, rather than go in for the kill, I'm gonna kind of like mock him and just kind of
Well, he was good. He was like, I proved that, like, I don't say I could beat you, but like I rocked you. You almost went out, but it's like, I'm not gonna chase
I'm
that
so
down.
cold that I'm not even gonna do that.
No, I don't think he has it in him anymore. I think age has hit Nate Diaz. Like a Nate Diaz from 5 years ago would have finished that fight. Would have chased in. Would have
He's
smelled blood in
injured.
the water.
He was injured during training. He said obviously the last month or so has been, he just hasn't felt himself. He's been slower. So yeah, age.
He looked
For
very
sure.
slow. Him mocking Leon was like, one, people loved that. When Nate would turn his back and look like he's like walking around the cage and like not even paying attention to the fight anymore, and then try to
It
sneak
was like He was
something.
bending over for Edwards to fuck him.
Yeah, it was very odd. It was very odd. But it's that misdirection, because that's about all he had. All he had left in the arsenal was to try to catch Leon some way, like for Leon to drop his guard and think Nate was doing something stupid, and then
I liked when Edwards went for like the fist bump at the beginning of the round, and then fucking Nate
slaps
it
it.
away, and then Edwards just comes back with the middle finger, like.
Every fight he's in turns into a street fight at
Yeah,
some point.
just two dudes about that life.
Yeah.
And he did say after the fight, I think he was just like, hey, man, if this was like in the real world, like I win that fight. It's like, no, if this is the real world, there's no breaks between rounds. Like Edwards was mauling you for like 4 fucking rounds.
Yeah, like Nate couldn't put hands on him. Nate controlled,
And
Leon controlled the circle
Leon did what
roll.
we said in the pregame show. He's just throwing those bows, those nasty, nasty bows.
You called the bows, and I saw him more from the ground, or almost from the punch, and less from the clinch. Like you were calling it from the clinch, but when Leon got on top of him, he just, those elbows are so quick,
Yeah.
and they're a different distance than the punch.
Just like
You
a
think you're
bridge
good
knife.
from the punch, or you think you missed the hook, but the elbow gives you a little bit more. And I just say Leon looks good. So,
I mean, obviously the biggest crowd reaction was Nate all night long.
God, they went so hard for Nate. Like I said, we were sitting next to two guys who had flew in from Stockton, real good dudes. They were the Stockton version of Richard Danoff.
Yeah, they're literally that's what I told you. I'm like, this kid is just Richard Danoff if he grew up in Stockton
Like
and is Hispanic and maybe possibly a cousin of the Diaz's.
most likely a cousin, has probably at least ridden in an El Dorado at some point.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they too were about that life.
They were surprisingly tame. There was some beef in front of us, in the row in front of us.
There was, because homeboy,
We had Target version Conor McGregor. So he was just in this blue suit with no jacket, and the back of the vest was covered in lions' faces.
yep, he had sunglasses on indoors. He had, obviously the 2 stud earrings.
He had the bracelet on that was just these little balls covered in diamonds that had to be fake.
And he was by far the worst dude in front of us, but he was in the right because his seats were being taken by these 3 gentlemen, 2 of which were sitting in their seats. One of which was their buddy who actually paid. They told us, he's like, oh, he paid $300 to sit a row in front of us, but he's just gonna sit back with us anyway because there's no one here. And they tried to like play it off that like, oh, we'll just share seats. It's like, dude,
Because all of them were linked together and they were clothed. So, like, it almost was sort of a bench. Like, but the seats were too small to fit a normal person anyway. So trying.
I mean, no offense, but I was sitting next to fucking Nate Diaz's cousin. He was a large gentleman. He was a large boy.
Good 285.
Yeah, he was
And his buddy was 240.
he was kind of creeping into my seat, but he was a nice
I,
guy.
the gentleman, go ahead, since I was on the aisle, pivoted a little bit to give Daniel the necessary room that he needed because, I understand he's got that torn meniscus, and I understand he's still been hitting
we're
leg day
good,
pretty
baby.
hard. You really? You're
We're
good?
good, baby.
Did you just get it scoped?
No, it's just for, through icing and the sauna, and of course the power of God. we can overcome anything.
You understand you still have a torn meniscus, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I squatted the other day.
As someone who has torn their meniscus on multiple occasions, you still have a torn meniscus.
I squatted the other day. Okay, that's all I know. I haven't deadlifted yet.
Look, the Hawk gave you a squawk for deadlifting and squatting. He's squawking for squatting.
Squawk, squawk.
Squawk, squawk, Hawk. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see Craigers in the chat. Good to see Ivan, Nathan. God, I'm glad you guys are here. Nico the Greco. Nico the Greco is still first in the room in everything. No matter what, this man is the first in the room.
And I appreciate that he doesn't say first.
Right, he just says,
yo, or something.
Moneybag, yo.
Oh, man.
Didn't someone come out to Moneybag, yo?
Yeah, Hill did. Hill came out to Moneybag, yo, and then proceeded to get his arm just fucking dislocated. Not broken.
So this was we're running back a little bit, continuing to go backwards from the main card. This was the first fight of the main card. Paul Gregg.
We were shitting all over Paul
Hill.
Craig. As he's coming out, we're like, I think I put up a post on Drinking Bro Sports. Does Craig have a career if the triangle choke doesn't exist?
Which the answer is no.
I think it's no still. However, Hill rushed in, made a mistake. Got taken down.
No, Paul pulled guard. Hill was kind of fighting, and then Paul kind of like pulls guard. Hill doesn't really know what to do. Is trying to pass. Paul like locks in, like he locks in on that left arm really hard, and his legs are up, and Hill's trying to pull away.
I mean,
then Paul transitions to the other arm.
If Craig had his choice, he would probably start the fight on his back.
Of course, he pulled guard immediately. He wants it to be a jiu-jitsu competition with gloves on.
Like as the bell rings, he just falls like a turtle on his back.
Which is really interesting talking about Gordon Ryan coming over in MMA, but we're going to put a pin in that as far as like pulling guard immediately and working around in that weight class. But Jamal Hill just looked so scared. He didn't know what to do. He's like trying to pull his arm out, and then he transitions to the other arm.
I think he tapped like 4 times, and the ref never saw it.
No, which was really interesting. So I think he like taps from the first arm bar, and then he transitions to the other one, and it's bent out and down, and Craig's body is just facing down towards the canvas, and then you just see the arm invert, and it kind of go back. Dan has a beautiful video of it, don't you, Dan?
Yeah, well, it's on Drinking Bro Sports, of course. Go ahead and follow that on Instagram. But yeah, it snaps.
And then he tries
doesn't snap, but it like bends like a little straw.
So yeah, he's on his belly. He's trying to reach over and tap. He kind of can't tap. Like, he's trying, but he's missing.
The ref finally sees it, calls it, and then Hill's just kind of like laying there like, shit.
Yeah, he's just looking at it like, oh yeah, that's real bad. And then there's this huge like ball right here, which I'm assuming is some sort of tendon or ligament that was ripped out and then like fell. Not good.
No. Congrats to Craig. Hill, I'm sure he'll be back. Apparently, Dana said after the fight, he went to the hospital. They just kind of popped it back in. He's got full range of motion, so not as bad as it initially looked.
Really?
Yeah. Surprising, I know.
They waited to go to the hospital to pop it back in. I guess, but
because I don't think they knew.
Well, they have on-site doctors.
Yeah.
I mean, very expensive event, Dan. I think they can have a doctor there.
What's an on-site doctor like in Glendale, Arizona?
I mean, they flew Joe Rogan, and I think they can fly in a doctor.
No, they're probably local.
Probably. They probably are local, to be honest. Security was definitely local. I tried to sneak. Oh, that's an alarm. This is great television, Dan.
I know. My bad.
We're not even on TV. Oh, that's my alarm,
that's
too.
Your alarm now, too.
Yeah, so should we just go ahead and talk about our big breakfast meeting that we have? Should we tease that?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Back to Paul Craig?
Yeah, dude, we got to cover the MMA. Okay. We haven't even talked to Izzy yet. Izzy went 5 rounds. Just kind of fucking.
These people get that. We're trying to keep them on the video, Dan. So we have to save the best part for last. I'm going to bring up my fight notes here, guys, because Giorgio is trying to be a professional. Dan's over here just drinking White Claws. I'm over here taking extensive notes.
Dude, I'm taking notes into my memory.
During the fight.
You're the guy that thinks fucking Vettori won the fight.
He definitely did, but we will talk about that later.
He won the first round.
Damian Maia versus Bilal Muhammad. We gotta fill in that fight.
Well, if you really want to lose people, let's talk about that fight.
Why are you shitting on Bilal like that? Damian Maia held a single leg,
which, by the way,
for 2 rounds.
Maia and Izzy both came out to Linkin Park. Far too much Linkin Park for my liking.
What was the over/under on multiple Linkin Park songs?
Is Linkin Park now retro? Is it like classic rock?
It's like Lincoln Park and
the
old.
fucking dude died.
Put some respect on Chester, buddy.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Like, did
R.I.P.
did you not like hang around in back alleys and stuff, listening to Lincoln Park in your Walkman as a child?
To what is the first album, Hybrid Theory?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, Meteora was the second or the third. Sorry,
And Fort Minor was a thing.
that was the
JJ Watt still listens to it.
Fort Minor was Mike Shinoda's side project.
Oh, you know his name.
That's he the other singer. Yes,
The other guy, the rapper guy.
Yes, Mike Shinoda. Dan, everyone in the chat most likely knows who this man
For
is.
Sure, I know. It's been a bit.
100%.
It's been a minute.
Reason to remember the name. It's like this.
This is 10% luck.
This is what you guys came for this morning. Us
20% skill here.
20%.
We're
20%.
Full 20% right now.
Is Damian Maya done?
Yes, that was the swan song we talked about in the pregame show. He just looked all 43 years or however.
Bilal had nothing for him though, to be honest.
Yeah. So I come away not impressed with him. And I just, Maya, he's done. Bilal, last two fights, he gets poked in the eye, no contest, and then gets a very uninspiring decision over Damian Maya.
Keeps him moving forward though, right? On the rankings, keeps the train going.
Sure.
Maybe they give him somebody. Who do they give him next?
Do they run back Leon?
No, Leon's got a title shot, bro. Bilal won't get a shot at Leon again.
Is he jumping Colby? Because I think Colby's probably getting the title shot.
Well, that's already like on the books. So it's like that was the first.
So he's gonna wait. It's Usman, Colby, and then Leon fights the winner.
I believe so. Yes.
I mean, he should.
I mean, who else can they really give him in the interim? He hasn't fought Wonderboy yet, has he?
No.
He's still the dark horse of that division, I think. He's still dangerous.
Wonderboy?
Yeah.
Well, he's got to fight with Gilbert Burns coming up.
I think he pieces.
And that's on the Connor card, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think he pieces up good. But that's the next one. We're gonna be in Vegas for that. If we no longer buy equipment for the studio, we can just spend all the Patreon money going to different events.
There's not a chance in hell we're gonna be able to expend Vegas Connor fight.
We're making that happen. we're gonna walk. We have to watch the end of Connor, bro.
It's true. That's how we sell it to Ross. If you're listening right now, Dan, do you want to watch the end of Conor McGregor?
This is Star Wars 3: Return of the Jedi, the fall of Conor McGregor.
First big fight night in Vegas.
It's not a fight night.
No,
first big UFC.
First big US. I didn't mean the actual fight night. I meant like big fight.
Well,
in
Dan,
Vegas.
some of our viewers
COVID.
aren't casuals like you and like to talk about the undercard. And when you say fight night, that means something to them.
Well, it's a Saturday event, so you're showing your casualness.
We never said the date.
It's next week, dude. It's every week. There's not a pay-per-view.
Well, it's definitely a pay-per-view. So the fight of the evening? We're just keep going down. We're not doing easy yet.
Do you want to go with
Brad Riddle, Drew Dober.
Your
I told y'all Riddle was going to win this fight, and I felt wrong watching it. He got his hand raised at the end.
He won.
Theme of the evening, takedowns weren't being scored. Like, let's be honest. Like, if you want to like piece all together, all like the decisions that went ways that we didn't expect them to go, from physically watching the fight.
This is you building your argument up and just trying to show proof. Vittori, I know, I get it. No, just take your dub.
Riddle, volume punches, yes, did not secure the takedowns, and the power punches definitely went to Dober. And I hate
for
Dober.
Sure 1-1 going into the third round, because I think they're even on strikes going into the third round.
Yeah, even on significant strikes, I think someone told us, yes. It was a war, guys. It was great. It was back and forth. I thought Dober looked better with the movement. He looked like he was in there. He looked fresher. Riddle, like, not enough head movement. It's supposed to be the far superior striker, and I really didn't see that. Like, we're talking world caliber kickboxer here, city club kickboxing. Yeah, it's just, I have it here in my notes.
I want to see your notes, because there's no way you spell anything right.
Well, obviously, and I can barely read them myself.
It's just Charlie trying to read his fucking...
It's Dober knockdown.
drawings.
Bevy punches, which I'm assuming was heavy that I incorrectly spelled. Takedown the second, always had the energy. Riddle just didn't do enough. And in my hungover state, I'm thinking back on that, and I agree. He didn't do enough. I'm happy that he won. If you're betting with us, you guys all made a lot of money last night. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that.
Lauren Murphy got the dub.
Oh, God. We got to talk about that too on the undercard.
So she's gonna end up getting a title shot
against Valentina. So again, I called that fight basically. She just toughed out that entire fight.
She was too mean.
Too mean. We need like a hot Bob button.
I mean, we can add it.
Yeah, we can add it.
It's definitely doable.
Just like it's mean a bunch of times. They're mean. Yeah, Lauren Murphy's mean. She's 37 years old. Like she's, to quote the late great, well not late, but the great Sarah Palin. She's a mama bear. She's angry. She's mean. Bailey Bear's mean.
Yeah. Let's get some hot takes out. Like, what was the worst fight of the night?
Oh,
Eric Anders.
Oh yeah, I just had light heavyweight can be the worst division.
I mean, congrats. Picked up the dub, but like that fight sucked.
That fight sucked really bad. The other chick fight that I wasn't really paying attention to.
They were on their feet the whole time.
Baby Ben Askren, Chase Hooper. Like what? You know,
what do we make of him?
Yeah, he tried. I mean, the double Imanari roll, not even close.
Tony Bravo's not even there, dude.
He's rolling. He's like,
or Eddie
I
Bravo.
wasn't as
Tony Bravo.
Tony Bravo is Johnny Bravo's brother.
No, Tony Bruno used to do sports radio in Philadelphia. That's it. Eddie Bravo, renowned jiu-jitsu guy.
Johnny Bravo, cartoon character.
Yes. It's early, guys.
We're tired. We flew in at 4 yesterday. Got real drunk last night off White Claw. And
weed's legal here.
Yeah.
That's sick. Shouts to Arizona. Although it is major. It's like just major Orlando in the desert vibes.
Was it the Evolve fight that everyone was booing from the wrestling? Where he took him down?
Mm-hmm.
It was the chain, and you were like, we don't want to see this.
This is art.
Yeah, no,
this is the sport.
That was the Russian.
That's Giorgio.
Yeah,
in the crowd.
Yeah, just screaming at people because it really was nice. Like he stayed behind the arms.
Fight fans, man, they
lifting and returning
boxing.
constantly. Like the lift and return.
Gotta know your crowd.
First of all, guys, and everyone around us was saying, okay, so we're gonna transition to this. The people behind us hated Khabib because they said he fucked up the UFC by bringing in the ground game. So this is word verbatim how fans on the floor are talking about
Mexican fight fans.
And I am exploding on the inside. I'm like, Khabib is really the guy who did this? Like
he was not. He was
like
not the first.
You know, Hoist Gracie, UFC 1. Guy on the ground choking out big strong guys. At the same time, why this like made me so mad is that you have bare knuckle boxing, you have boxing, you have Muay Thai, you have all these sports where you can watch exactly what you want, but no, you want MMA fighters in the UFC to box.
They want kickboxing.
Kickboxing is a sport that is the least watched. You guys fucking hate that. You couldn't name a kickboxer right now if I paid you $1 million who has not fought in the UFC.
If your name's not AJ Gamble, but yeah.
Yeah, again, I don't even know if AJ could. That's how much people hate kickboxing. Like, people like karate more than they like kickboxing.
No one likes karate. No
Stephen Thompson likes karate.
Fuck.
But these guys, it's why? Why? If you're out there and like, can you answer this question? Why do you just want to see UFC fighters box in UFC gloves? That's my hot take. Right now, we'll steamed after that.
Hawk says, "I bet it's already 100 there in Arizona." Yeah, dude, it's by the time we left the event, it was still like 108.
It's so hot here.
It's just a different heat. It hits different. It's like being, boiled alive.
Another disappointing thing for the evening: Bruce Buffer did not change blazers.
He was rocking. Gamble, do I remember Mike Missinelli? Yes. Doesn't he still do sports radio in Philly? No. I feel like my dad probably still listens to him. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Bruce Buffer's coat. I know a lot of you, if you were like me, tune in for that. His blazers are always immaculate. Very low-key black with like a velvet trim. And he wore it most of the night. I thought he was going to switch for the main card. We had 2 title fights. And he didn't change jackets. And that disappointed me a little bit.
Not enough flair for you?
Not enough flair. There's a lot of flair in the pizza.
Did you get like little was it Domino's or was it Papa John's?
Streets of New York.
Streets of New York. Okay.
In Phoenix,
Personal
Arizona.
pan pizza. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I paid like $10 for a hot dog at the end of the night.
Nice.
I thought I
was wondering about you.
like a bigger hot dog. No.
No.
Normal.
Okay. Average white dude hot dog.
Like a dog you get it after your Little League game.
Ooh. They come in packs of like 40 that you get at Dollar General.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very happy with my purchase.
You know, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I think we ended up, what did we spend like? I mean, it's very easy to do, but a few $100s in booze at a stadium happens real quick.
Yeah.
Goes 0 to 300 real quick.
Real quick. We didn't buy a belt. We thought about it. There's also a silent auction going on downstairs for some sports memorabilia that
That's true. I forgot.
we thought about getting in on.
Signed up for a Randall Cunningham signed jersey.
I hope you win that.
So I'll be like $250 in the hole for that if I win that. Actually, yeah, that's not $250. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid purchase. All right, so now we're going to do the main event. Izzy versus Martin Vettori. Final score on the judges' scorecards. All the judges scored this 50-45,
Okay.
and still middleweight champion Israel Adesanya.
Was that questionable? Yes.
Did any of you watch this at home?
Did Vettori win the fight? No. Also no.
He won the first 3 rounds.
He won 2 rounds.
We're sitting in the 3rd round. Izzy gets a reversal, I think, after Martin tries to sink in the the rear naked. Martin takes us back in the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
We think he's going to finish him. Everyone's up screaming. The entire stadium. He has a rear naked situation. We think it's literally mirroring the Brandon Moreno next fight. It's literally the same thing is happening. Izzy gets out, gets an escape. I think maybe like pieces him up once or twice, but I don't think the exchanges are that great.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets a knockdown in the 4th, which is kind of like a sweep. Kicks him in the leg. Dan, Martin Vettori was robbed. He's talking to Izzy after the fight saying, I won that fight.
That was not a robbery. Come on.
Yo, that's
we talk about this
highway
all the time.
robbery.
We talk about this all the time. If you want to win the title, you want to be the new champ, you gotta win convincingly. Did he win convincingly? No, he didn't. Izzy won the fight. Izzy retained. If anything,
Izzy couldn't do anything.
It's
When,
just a
when Martin pushed him
I
against the
won't say
cage.
Izzy won. I will say Izzy retained. Because if you want to win the fucking belt, you got to win 3.5, 4 rounds.
If you're in a
Convincingly.
fight and someone is pushing you against the wall and you can't do anything and all you can do is tap their butt and squeeze it, you're not the baddest man on the planet.
I don't know about you, but Joe Rogan said it was a high quality striking performance by Izzy. So,
Was it because he didn't knock Martin down?
which fight are you watching? Because I want to go with Joe.
That's fine. You can
No,
you can simp for Joe.
I mean, it was it was a disappointing venture. I thought the first 2 rounds were pretty high quality,
And here's what:
and it slowly just kind
if
of
you're
faded.
competing at the highest level, you're competing on a game of inches and millimeter differences, and you're going out there to beat Israel Adesanya, sometimes you beat him the only way you know how, and that's pushing him against the cage and not allowing him to have space and not allowing him to get in that flow state, breaking up his rhythm, and you've won those early rounds.
How many inches are you beating?
I'm beating a good 7.5.
Oh, damn. Wow. Look at the anaconda. This guy.
Oh, I wasn't talking about my dick. Thought we were talking about Subway subs here.
Oh, okay.
I'm always a little
Oh,
hungry after the 6-inch, but I can never finish the foot long.
So you get like 2 bites deep into the $5?
Right.
Well,
Well, it's never really the $5.
do you throw it out or you give it to a homeless man? You probably throw it out.
I'll give it to Sean normally. I feed Sean like a baby bird.
That's right. Sean doesn't leave the He shouldn't be leaving the office. I mean, we're out of town. I swear to God, Sean,
If you're not at the office right now,
If you
just chained to your desk.
your fucking attic.
We really should chain him to that desk.
No,
We need to get him a better chair too.
I mean, it's kind of on you that we haven't already. Like we've discussed this.
I'm sorry, Dan. I keep leaving the chains at home, and then I feel like your girlfriend borrowed my spare set, and she hasn't been able to back that.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, somebody's
That's
birthday.
weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Izzy did look good slipping punches, but Vettori was also landing. Like I think somewhere between the third to fourth round when Izzy like really, was dodging everything and coming back, but he wasn't landing.
I was waiting for Giorgio to be like in the fifth round, right before the bell, when he was landing those punches to Izzy's leg, and Izzy at the end of the bell, he fell to the ground and crashed and held onto his.
There were
leg.
so many theatrics. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you're in a fight, and that man isn't beat up. Like, that's what I disliked is
Right, you just can't
the
win the
theatrics.
You
That doesn't feel like champion mentality. That's not putting him away. That's not. That's
I mean, if you want to get down to it, it's very similar to the John Jones Dominic Reyes fight.
very similar to John Jones Gustafsson fight, where he has to come back in the last rounds and secure that victory.
I think you were quoted last night saying, "Is Izzy the new John Jones?"
And I'm still gonna stay by that in the sense that is he not giving us dominating performances? Is he not finishing guys? Is he not giving us? I mean, he's still giving us excitement, but it's not attacking excitement.
I will say Vettori he was a big boy last night.
His legs looked massive.
He was thick.
Real thick.
But yeah, no, he didn't win that fight.
Apparently he was 211 the next day.
Was he?
And Izzy was 197.
Because Izzy doesn't really cut too much weight.
Not too much, but I mean it's 13 pounds. The air was sucked out of the room. Like people were leaving. No one was waiting to cheer for Izzy at the end of the night. Like they were screaming for his walkout, and they were like Izzy all the way. They were screaming chanting Martin sucks. Like
AJ, good point. Giorgio, Greece is super close to Italy, so makes you think. Makes you think.
Is AJ saying that I'm
You're standing for Vettori because he's
Italian? AJ, if you know anything, the Greeks and Italians do not get along.
No.
And I'm a fan of Israel Adesanya. I wanted Israel Adesanya to piece him up. He just didn't do it. And I think the crowd's reaction in the stadium at the end of the night kind of proved that. I think
everyone was just kind of like, yeah.
People were leaving before they announced the winner.
That's true.
And I didn't know who won that fight, and I thought it was kind of ridiculous that they were leaving. I think they were just bored.
And by the end of the fight, you were just like, I knew he was going to retain. I was like, eh.
Which is because Vettori wasn't dominantly attacking Izzy in those last rounds. He was more just controlling the cage and controlling the fight. But do you really just have to go out and starch someone for 5 rounds to win the title? Because that's kind of ridiculous.
Not 5, but you got to be far and away prove to everybody you're better. I don't think he did.
Is it about proving you're better or winning the fight? Because I think if you look at every interaction that happened
title
there,
shot, champ's always going to get benefit of the doubt.
I mean, is he better for the company? Yes. Is he a better champion? Yes. Is he more marketable? Yes. Is he a fan favorite? Yes.
Could have had our first Italian champion.
We could have. We have our first Mexican champion.
But Dana doesn't care because Italians are poor.
And they don't buy pay-per-views.
Sure don't. Well, I mean, their country is a disaster right now. So,
are they still in the Euro?
Yeah, they're being carried by fucking Germany right now. But yeah, I mean, you can buy a house in Italy right now for like $5.
We should do that. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should definitely buy a house.
But yeah, I think you have to live there for 6 months of the year at least, because they just want to. The population is so fucking old that they're just trying to get like a youth movement to move into Italy.
Well, you have to kill the old people first, or they have to die. You have to kill them.
I don't think you need to kill the olds. I think you just gotta
wait.
Yeah, time will do it. Time will do it for you. Who do we got in the chat?
We got just AJ saying I'm a racist homer. We got Tanner Golf. We got Jessica. We got Fighting Me. Any interesting questions? Anything you guys want to know from the fight? Dan ran into Cheeto Santino and called him that redheaded guy from Dave. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He was like, I just don't know who he is. I'm like, he's a friend of Rogan. He's
I don't know
up there
his
in the cool
name.
seats.
I don't know his name.
I also love how
He's just the redhead guy from fucking Dave.
there's a clear line between like the celebrities and the normies. They have the little rails, but then they put cloth over them too, which is really nice. It's like you can't even look in here. This is where
Yeah, it's like when you're on a plane and you're sitting,
like you're in Comfort Plus, like
but you're not first class.
first class is one seat ahead of you. You have the extra legroom. Your seat is actually super comfortable and great, but no, you're not one of them.
Yeah,
You never will be.
I'll say it. I prefer the seats we were in Houston. I like being elevated off the ground to see the fights a little bit, like 4 or 5 rows up.
I liked both. I did find myself looking up at the Jumbotron quite a bit, but if I was standing and moved towards the rail a little bit, that view of watching the cage directly, it was a little different feeling. You'll lose a little bit watching it through the camera or watching it on any kind of screen.
Yeah, it always is not, great for the visuals, though, when you have dudes arguing about seats in front of you.
No, I thought
entire, I think that was during the Marino fight, right?
during all of
this
them.
is like,
And then
I came here for this fight, really. So, can you guys sit the fuck down?
And then he sat and then wouldn't move out of the way to let someone pass to go to their seat. He was like, "Nah, bro, not getting up again." And him and his friend wore sunglasses the entire time.
Yeah.
In the chat, let me know if you're allowed to wear sunglasses indoors at a night event in an arena the entire time while wearing a suit.
For a fight, yeah, I think it plays for that crowd. I'm not going to do it, but am I going to chastise somebody for doing it? No.
I mean, it is the most Chad Ochocinco thing you can do, I feel like.
Well, you can get in the ring, too.
Also, I did peer over at that man's cell phone background, and it's a black and white photo. It's like of a boxing hood, but the boxing hood is in color, and it's an American flag. I don't know, and it's like really dramatically lit, and I don't know if that's his face in it.
Do you think he's a fighter?
I think he has that photo taken.
Professionally? Or
I don't know if
he got a guy.
He's definitely got a guy. It's a professional photo for sure.
What do you think that guy does for a living?
I think he inherited money from a concrete company, and now he owns a few GNCs. Or he just sells Coke.
Okay, I can see that.
I could see him just selling Coke, kind of thinking it's a day job, but really he sleeps until 2, goes to the gym once a week.
Hits the bag a few times.
Yeah, right. He definitely has a heavy bag at his house.
Right.
But maybe he's had one boxing class. Does boxing aerobics. But he bought the robe because he was feeling like a fighter.
You got to match the gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
definitely looking like Apollo Creed.
What else? What other vibes you get from the crowd last night? Other than, I mean, we didn't have any crowd fights. In Houston, we saw 2.
Yeah, no crowd
Possibly,
fights. No,
potentially 3.
No Sons in 4 action.
No Sons in 4.
But people do know what I'm talking about when I just yell Sons in 4 at them.
Of course, everybody that's hopping on the Suns bandwagon now out here is seen that video.
I mean,
They're very online.
How did Jason Kidd not put you on the bandwagon?
For the Suns?
Yeah.
Dude, or Charles Barkley.
Right? There's been plenty of heroes to put you on the Suns.
Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Kidd would be, I feel like he was more of in my mind at least, he's a Dallas Maverick.
Really?
Or even a New Jersey Net.
I remember him here. I don't know why.
If anything, he's a New Jersey Net in my eyes.
Well, that's fair.
Also a wife beater.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Learn something new about Jason Kidd every day. Look at that. Nice crowd overall. And thoughties. Lack of thoughties.
Oh, you thought it was our lack of thoughties?
Yeah, real lack of thoughties. You did not? You were on the thoughty cam and I was slacking?
We're not doing thoughty cams, man.
Thoughty cam.
Without their consent, of course.
Okay, it's okay.
I don't need you to turn into the dude from Girls Gone Wild.
No,
Just being on the run, having to hide in I don't know, some weird island.
Man on the run.
I was gonna say the Bahamas, but like definitely not off-brand
No,
Bahamas.
Bali. We're going to Bali.
We're not going to Bali.
Dude, you didn't know where Bali was.
I had an idea.
You thought it was in India.
Indian Ocean.
Okay, that's fine. Indian Ocean.
Which is kind of right.
AJ Gamble says Jason Williams murdered his limo driver in my hometown.
That's
He was
true.
another great net.
That's true.
AJ Gamble's sports knowledge is unparalleled.
Final thoughts, though? What were your lasting impressions of this event? Is this what does this go down recent memory as? Like, obviously it was a stacked card. Did it live up to your expectations? What were your final thoughts leaving the venue?
Final thoughts are most MMA fans are casuals. They will always cheer for Nate Diaz, even though, and then they'll try to make an excuse up for why he's doing what he's doing, other than the fact that he just can't do anything else.
Dude, people are legit being like,
He's a thug, man. He's got to get that thug mentality. I'm like, he is an old man. He is not fighting any different.
I was on Twitter this morning, and people were like, yeah, man, Nate could have knocked him cold if he wanted to. Why didn't he?
Yeah,
Why didn't he want to?
He would win $50,000 more.
Also, probably get a title shot.
Yeah. So, like, he definitely wanted to. He just couldn't close the distance, didn't smell blood in the water fast enough. Leon was wobbly.
He was very wobbly. Had our light go out.
Our light went out.
That's fine. It wasn't that important.
Now I'm in the dark. But I'll bring this light up. Now I'm in the blue. Let's see what this looks like. Also, I'm going to model these shorts for everyone. I bought these to go swimming with Daniel, and I think they show the proper amount of leg.
Yeah, we
bulge.
we fucked up. We thought the event started at 5.
Yes.
No. We missed the Collier fight. He lost.
Yeah, Collier lost. R.I.P. St. Louis
Chick
boy.
fight we missed.
No, we watched it. That's the only one we lost.
But we were in
'Cause we-
line for like booze.
Oh, yeah, we missed the chick fight because we were line for booze. But
And then we saw the first fight we saw was Chase Hooper.
no, we saw the end of the Famir fight.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he was piecing out. That was a really interesting fight. Yeah, we messed up. We can't tell time correctly. We were trying to do some pre-fight experiences, take some pictures with a belt or something, but it's hard to do that and go to the pool and go to the dispensary and fly in at 4 a.m. and you got to make sacrifices.
Oh, our flight, by the way, is at 4:51 today.
Yeah, I probably should check in for that pretty soon and pack up this hotel room. Do you guys like seeing us at events? Would you like us to do more things? Hopefully we can get press passes at some of these events coming up, and then we can do little clips or shows from inside the building again. I really appreciate and love all y'all. Like, sincerely, I don't know why I'm being so nice and genuine. I'm probably pretty hungover and high, but yeah, I love y'all. This has been fun,
It's a
and
good
thank you
combo,
for
right?
everything. I appreciate it.
Well, okay. You're not gonna ask my thoughts, my final thoughts.
No, I did a wonderful monologue, Dan.
Yeah.
That was yeah, and then you just derailed it.
If you want to take us out, that's fine.
No.
Sure, I don't get an opinion.
Now we're on your thoughts.
Danny
We're here.
Danny
We're
Casual over here doesn't get an opinion. That's fine.
no, we're settling in.
When
Dan,
he's talking for most of the fight fans at the venue.
30 minutes. We are now going another 30. We did run into a drinking bro. He came up, said hi, dapped up, gave me his hug.
I didn't see him.
His name was Ryan. You weren't
Sorry.
there.
Sorry.
He called me out. It's okay. I know you wanted Ryan. I know you were there to see Dan, but you only got to see me. Dan, what were your thoughts on the fight and the event as a whole? What was your favorite fight? Least favorite?
Favorite fight was the Dauber fight. I don't know why you're like, oh man, I called this fight, but like I feel dirty. He didn't win that fight. Drew definitely won that fight. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Giorgio?
I'm taking pictures of you, Dan, while you are podcasting, trying to do dual content. You look really nice with this little rim light from the red. If I should move the camera to this angle, you would see that.
Should I just scoot over?
Dan looks good.
Seems weird.
This is less of a podcast and more of a photo shoot now. Dan was supposed to be telling us his feelings on the fight, but
yeah. So I thought the Dauber fight was probably no. Actually, let's not get too cute. Nate Diaz, Leon Edwards, fight of the night. It was a war. Leon, there was a punch he threw where you could see the blood come off Nate's face, and I think it went like 4 rows deep into the crowd. So yeah, our your homeboy might have gotten the redheaded dude from Dave might have got splashed with some blood of Nate Diaz.
I want to be anointed in the blood of Nate Diaz.
We all do. Although,
do they then have some sort of disease?
I don't think you can get.
Are we spreading that rumor right now?
No.
No.
Sure aren't.
No, we're definitely
the Diaz
not.
Brothers.
No. We don't want them coming after us.
I was pulling for Nate the whole time, even though obviously we called Leon. But at the end of the day, you want to see Nate win. You always pull for Nate.
What fights did we called the Figgy Moreno fight wrong? We called the Paul Craig fight wrong.
Yeah, but from the jump, we're like, fuck, no. Moreno's knocking him cold, but he ended up choking him out. Either way, from this, I wish we could just be able to see these guys.
It's the Paul Craig is the new Lauren Murphy. And
right before the fight.
I mean,
we do a podcast only 2 minutes before the fight starts.
Yeah, we're just creeping in the back, being like, how's he look? Is he done warming up yet? Ooh, no.
He looks. Hand up. I probably should have seen the weigh-ins.
Me too. I apologize. We were watching the press conference instead, which was just Nate Diaz getting high.
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah. Sean O'Malley was there and had a joint in his mouth at the event. He didn't light it up, but he
Giorgio got his pen taken.
Yeah, fucking security.
He was gonna get arrested. No, he wasn't. It's legal here. No. Just made him toss it.
Yep.
Waste of however many dollars.
Enough. Let me know what you think of my shorts. Again, I might be a shorts guy now. I tried to pop my Lululemon cherry, but their selection was poor.
Just not a Lulu guy.
I'm just trying to be like you, Dan. Trying to grow up these.
Also, Dan Holloway, noted Lululemon guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The tacticalness of them.
The joggers.
Right.
The comfort. I think it's
mobility.
I think it's about the comfort.
Speed.
I think it's only comfort.
Comfort and speed. And mobility.
Mm-hmm.
And heart.
Yeah.
And determination. Work ethic. And will.
But Nate had the heart, and he always wants to put on a show.
Kind of did.
He had the biggest reaction. When we were in Houston, Tony had the biggest reaction.
It felt very similar.
Against
2 superior fighters who were just like, why y'all boo me? I win fight. I sorry.
Can Nate drop to 155?
No.
No chance?
No.
Yeah. Because that'd be kind of fun.
He's over.
Nate versus Tony. That'd be a fun fight if they both dropped to 155. Huh. Well, Tony's at 155, but... Because I'm a little matchmaking, looking ahead. So, obviously, Izzy called out Bobby Knuckles.
Yep.
Just had a child.
Yep.
So, that'll be fun. Hopefully, Whitaker can maybe either beat Izzy or push Izzy to be entertaining. You don't think so?
I think it's the latter, but I don't know. We've seen this new Izzy. I thought there was a blueprint to beat him. I thought he was beat last night. I don't see Whitaker following that blueprint. I see both of them just kickboxing again.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I think it'll be a good fight. Moreno, Figgy, 3?
Yes, for sure.
Trilogy?
I don't know. I haven't listened to Dana's post-fight yet. I need to do that before the Monday morning. Let's see what he's got mowing around the old mind.
I think there was talks that Figgy Smalls might have had something wrong with his arm.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Leon Edwards gets the title shot next. Winner, Colby Usman.
Yep. Which will be Leon Usman too.
So who's Nate getting?
Nate takes
whoever.
Nate takes
like 2 years off again.
Yeah. Nate's gonna hang out for
prize fighter.
Yeah.
Prize fighter.
Nate is a prize UFC fighter.
Damian Maia retires. Bilal
keeps chugging along. I don't even know who he gets.
Winner of Wonder Boy and Gilbert Burns?
No. Bilal's too low. Maybe like Darren Till or something.
Maybe. Yeah,
I don't know.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Good talk, guys. I love y'all. Any final words?
Yeah, no, thanks. It was fun, Giorgio. It's always fun to come out to the events, and yeah, hopefully provide you with a little. Hopefully your daddy's provided you with a little extra content for the weekend.